Hello friends, my name is Stoon Babe and welcome to another episode of Don't Take It Personally Babe, It Just Ain't Your Story. The winter morning's air is cool and the morning is quiet as I walk to school. I'm still shaken, I still don't know how I'm going to deal with Miss Yamazaki in a couple days. Will I get fired to appease her? If she really does raise it with the school, probably. Is there anything I can do to prevent that if it comes down to it? I doubt it. No way, I'm new. I am expendable. Would she? I don't know. She's probably angry though. Thinking about it, I would be. That sort of huge breach in our privacy, I would be absolutely furious. I'm screwed. I'm absolutely screwed. Somehow I fucked up. She figured it out, and now I'm probably going to be destroyed by that. Unless I can figure out some way to make it okay, but what could I possibly do? What would excuse that? I've got nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's all I can think about as I walk, that I have to think of something. There must be something I can do to put it all right. Or I'm fucked. I'm so lost in thought that it takes me. Proofreading! I'm so lost in thought that it takes me a good moment to realize that the silence has been broken by the sound of crying from right behind me. Startled, I turn around to see her. Her spirit can't pass on because of you. Why did you let her down? Why, John Rook? She's tormented. She's tormented and it's all your fault. If only you had stopped her. She rushes forward, grabbing my lapels, sobbing heavily against my chest. What the? It's so awful. It's so awful. Why didn't you just stop her, John? Why? She wasn't. It would have been so easy. You just had to say something. But no, you just had to let her die. Suddenly, she shoves me away. She stares with the creepiest smile in the world. A smile that could pierce your very soul. I'm horrified. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She'll come back for you. Isabella will come back for you for one last goodbye. She turns and runs away. Wait! Come back here! I shout and start to give chase, but it's too late. She's already disappeared. All I can do is stand there, catching my breath. This is too much. This is too surreal. I don't know how to respond here. What the hell just happened to my life? When the hell did this turn into a fucking horror game? I arrive later than most of the class, and it's all I can do to not look too terrified while I sit there waiting. I fidget like an absolute madman. I keep glancing back and forth at the computer, desperate for some sort of brief distraction, tapping my fingers. I just hope it's not too noticeable. Hey, sir, my mom got a hold of you last night, right? In more ways than one. Yeah, she did. We didn't talk long. Okay, I know she wanted me to be there Thursday at 11 a.m. Is meeting in your office cool, or... That's fine. I'll be in school during the entire exam period, but yeah, we can talk about it then. Great. Okay, I'll tell her that. Right. I try not to stare at him. It is not his fault. He hasn't done anything unreasonable, and he's not the one threatening me. It's his mother. His mother, who I still can't think of any way to deal with. There has to be something, at least one of these insane things in my life I have to be able to deal with. Sir? I'm sorry, did you say something? Just, me and Kendall are doing our presentation today, right? Oh, yeah, right. Can we present it after school? We kind of want to rehearse at lunch, if it's no prob. Yeah, sure, it's no problem. Thank you. He sits back down, and not long afterwards, the last exam review class begins. Needless to say, it goes terribly, just absolutely terribly. My mind is just too far elsewhere, dwelling on the oncoming catastrophe. Between their exams, that weird girl's message, and Mrs. Yamazaki, it is just too much for me to handle. Somehow, I managed to calm myself down a little by the end. I am still scared. I still can't think of anything, but I'm a grown man. I need to sack up and stop freaking out. Grow a fucking pair. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, I still don't know what to do. Everything could go wrong. Everything probably will go wrong. I'll just have to deal with it. I tell myself, easier said than done, but I'll be damned if I don't try. Sup, bro? Hey, sir. Hi, you guys. So, you have a presentation. Are you both ready to start, or do you need a couple minutes? Give me a sec. I need to get the music queued up. Okay. In this, I will be playing the role of Anonymous. Okay, got it, and my role will be that of Anonymous. Kendall presses a button on her computer to start playing her music, and Akira turns off the light. Both clearing their throats, waiting a moment. In this thread, spoilers, Darth Vader is Luke's father. Bruce Willis was actually a ghost. It was really just Earth in the future. Tyler Durden was the name of his alternate personality. Snape kills Dumbledore. What is happening? They warned us, but goddamn. Rosebud was the name of his sled. The missing girl was secretly just an AI. And the dead girl actually just moved away as a part of an elaborate trick. Wait, what? What was that last one? Well, you know, the sequel to the thing you said. For reals? I never actually understood what the hell happened in it. My face when implying it's not really easy to understand. Implying it is. Seriously, bro, what the fuck was that story there? KK, what is happening? What is up with this music? The feudal lord is suddenly forced to take over for a band of apprentices, each representing the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac, but he's completely ill-equipped for it. He takes everything too seriously, right? Way too seriously, for Circe. So, what, then he starts spying on them? Oh, _big O. Well, yeah, of course, he is their lord. That's what lords do. He's supposed to train them to be just like him. That's his job. Okay, so what was the whole deal then? So then the apprentices all conspired together and hatched a plan to make their lord look ridiculous. You know, bring him down to earth a little. Oh, right, so that's the deal with the girl then? The one who represented the dog? You mean Yo? Yeah, totes. You don't find out until the end, though. See, the thing was that she actually was planning on running away to return to her home village anyways. Her village was in the middle of a famine, and they couldn't afford to have their eldest daughter off in the Lord's study anymore. Oh, right! So that's what the scene was. They wake up the Lord and make it look like she killed herself, implying you didn't understand what happened, clearly understanding exactly what happened. Well, so what part didn't you get then? What was the deal with the ghost? Bruce Willis? Lol, are you mad? No, the one that haunted the Lord. Aw, too bad he didn't mean Bruce Willis. He's totally hot. Forced meme is forced, bro. My face when you actually couldn't explain what the deal with the ghost was. Lol, the thing with the ghost was that she was actually just a servant of the dog girl. She had conspired with the mother of Yo's best friend. She wasn't really a ghost? Lol, no. So what the fuck was the ending supposed to be? In the end, Yo returns to reveal the whole thing was just merely a comic farce. Then she delivers the moral of the story, which is, well, Yo Dog puts the moral in his hands so he can lord it over them while he lords over them. What? Trollface.png. I can only handle so much of this. Get the fuck out of here! After a long dramatic pause, Kendall does a curtsy and Akira bows. So, is that it? That's it. Then could you please explain to me what dramatic techniques that was supposed to show an understanding of? Glad you asked, sir. Foreshadowing. I stare at them. A pun? Seriously? This hurts. I'm not. Okay then, thank you. There's one more class this semester that comes after all the exams. I'll let you know what your marks are then, okay? Okay, see you, sir. Yeah, laters. Good luck on the exam. Well, that's enough of that. Time to go. The exam's come and gone. Now I just have to wait for the exam period to finish for all of their other classes. It's nerve-wracking. It is supposed to be an easy break for me, just a time to relax, finish the semester's marking, and take it easy knowing there isn't any more real material to teach until January. But of course I'm not. How can I take it easy when everything wrong is converging? I can't help but feel crushed by the weight of my failures. 2 divorces, a sudden career change, as a midlife crisis, just so I could completely screw it up right when I started? I'm a creep and a shitty teacher. I let completely invading my students' privacy become banal to me, and managed to completely fail Isabella. And all I can think is it might look bad if my students do poorly on their exams. All I can think is, oh, woe is me. I could lose my job if Miss Yamazaki gets upset. Never mind why. I'm fucked, and I'm a fuck up who absolutely deserves it. She's probably already on her way to my office. Time to go face the music. I head down the hallway. It's empty and completely quiet. What with everyone being in the middle of exams right now, the building is mostly deserted. But then suddenly from around the corner appears someone. Holy shit! My heart races. I can't believe it's her. I can't believe she's alive. I thought you died. I heard. No, I didn't die. I just moved to Ajax, which I suppose is essentially the same thing, really. Then, and lol, from what Caitlin tells me, she really scared the hell out of you with the ghost story, too. She grins and says in a goofy voice, Isabella will come back for you! Ooh, this girl is such a fucking troll. Fuck this bitch. Oh my god, I thought you were dead. I thought you killed yourself. Really? Where did you ever get that impression from? And I stopped to think about it. Where did I get that impression from? Did anyone ever say anything to me about it, or did I just read about it on Amy? No, I only killed myself socially. My parents can't really afford tuition here anymore, and we had to move back out into the boonies. I was going to tell you, but it was all very sudden, and then, well, I'm sure you figured out the rest. I'm starting to get an idea. I just keep staring in shock. I'm an even bigger idiot than I had ever realized. So the girl was just your friend. Your friend who was completely in on the joke. A friend of Ichigo's, actually. It was all her idea, you know. Anyhow, she's waiting in your office. I have to go now, but I'll be back later. Bye. It was really nice to see you. Yeah, it was nice to see you too. But she must have known that it was only something anyone ever said on Amy. And if that's the case, I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on at all. But I'm glad to see she's alive, of course, but now I feel even more confused as I walk to my office. Hi, Miss Yamazaki, Akira. Please just call me Ichigo. Why don't you have a seat? I sit down, and so do the two of them. I try to make eye contact, but it's hard. I guess I should just come clean then. What? My heart races. It's time to be a man and say it. I've been reading all of the class's social networking messages the whole semester, and I won't try to defend myself. It was so easy to justify, to stop bullying, to make sure that they were paying attention in class, but it wasn't. It was just creepy and voyeuristic. I should have been better than that. I'm really sorry. I mean, I know it's hard to forgive an incursion into your privacy like that, Akira, and I don't expect you to, but, well, I am truly sorry. I just wanted you to know. There's a long, awkward silence as they both just stare at me, taking it in. This is what they wanted to confront me about, I know. I guess they weren't expecting me to confess right away. Maybe I didn't have to. No, I definitely did, even if I could have denied it. What? What? I do not know what you're talking about. That's not exactly what I came here to talk about. Now it's my turn to stare in shock. You didn't already know? What? No, of course I knew. Don't be ridiculous. Everyone knows that. What? See, Mom? Shush, Akira. John, I just came here to apologize for how the prank with Isabella got out of hand. I thought it would be a funny way to get you to lighten up and encouraged it, but I didn't realize Akira was sending you creepy messages at all hours of the night, and Caitlin Robinson went a little over the top. I went to apologize on their behalf. Sorry, but let's get back to what you were saying. I don't understand. What were you trying to apologize for? I violated your son's privacy, for starters. I'm sorry, Akira, I have read everything you've posted on Amy. I guess you caught on, that's why you did the prank, to get me to lay off. I guess I was just too dense to take the hint. Lol, no bro, we did the prank because we wanted you to lighten up. You always pretended that you didn't. I don't think you understand, even the private ones. So? I don't think you really quite get it. They all knew that. They all knew from the very start even. Why wouldn't you be? You keep saying privacy. What a weird and antiquated concept to keep bringing up. What? Antiquated? I mean, I know modern society can be invasive, but antiquated? Oh dear. Well, John, it's like this. Akira, can you define what it means? Well, privacy? That's right. I guess if you're private, that means you just hide everything about yourself. So it's kind of like that. He honestly doesn't understand the concept. That's terrifying. I don't want to be rude, but that is alarming. He really doesn't know what it means, does he? What, his generation? No, of course not. Why would he? For that matter, why would you? That is a really old idea, you know. I'm surprised you have so much attachment to it. Didn't you grow up on Facebook? What? No, not really. It came around when I was in high school, I guess, but I never saw the point. I'm a lot older than I look. And a lot older than you act, too. Truthfully, neither did I. Understand, things in Japan aren't quite the same as they are here, and I did not move until later. But still, I'm surprised. I'm shocked. It's just, I realize it's been eroded so much, but I didn't realize it would be completely foreign. You're being so silly, though. You said voyeuristic? How is it that? Well, I read their private exchanges. Oh, come now. Surely you passed written messages to your classmates when you were his age, too. It was just on paper, right? Yeah. Well, did you ever write anything on those that you'd be truly upset if the teacher ended up taking it from you? I have to think about that. I guess not, actually. No, but that's not the same thing at all. We still knew that our privacy was important. We were just careful. Akira, have you ever written anything on Amy that you'd be truly upset about Mr. Rook seeing? No. It's weird that he'd want to read my love letters to Nolan, but no, of course not. So, what are you saying then? Nothing's really changed at all since then? Things aren't different. Things are things. Is that it? She just laughs. Oh, you know, that was actually my favorite book at his age. No, I think that's wrong, though. Things are different, of course. There's no sense of privacy. It's a silly, outdated concept that feels so unsocial. Does that sound right, Akira? Totes legit. Unsocial is a good way to put it. That sounds dangerous. But you have to have privacy. You have to. If you don't have that, how can you be okay with him just opening up to anyone? I think of your fundamental misunderstanding, John, is mistaking privacy for control of your personal boundaries. But it is. But it isn't. I mean, that's what we always supposed it was, wasn't it? But we're both grumpy old fogies who were slow to adapt. We always assumed it was just binary. There's things you keep to yourself and there's things you have public, and the two do not mix. That's kind of stupid, though, isn't it? What's wrong with this generation assuming that knowing more about someone is always a good thing? What's wrong with controlling your image? He understands that far more than I ever will, in fact. You're not thinking in terms of, sorry, I'm not sure how to put this in English, in terms of degrees, maybe? It's not as though discrimination doesn't exist. You can still hide things or show things only selectively. You just don't hide everything by default. I mean, let me put it this way. They managed to organize an entire class into an elaborate hoax at your expense, and you think you're the manipulative one? Seriously? It's completely foreign to me what she's saying. I want to dismiss her, to just say that it's stupid, but the last part rings true. The last part makes me stop and reconsider. I am terribly sorry. I've been rambling, haven't I? It's alright. She stands up and offers her hand to shake. I follow her lead. Well, I hope that makes some sense to you. Anyhow, I want to apologize again for Akira and Caitlin going over the top. You shouldn't feel bad. She shakes my hand, then looks at her son. Is there anything else you wanted to add? He thinks about it. I'd say, sir, if you want to creep us on Amy, that's fine, totes legit, but you don't have to be so serious business all the time. I don't really get what Mom's talking about with privacy and whatevs, but if you want to know something or help, why not just ask? It's not like I want to hide stuff from you. I want to be your friend. Is that crazy, bro? Is that what it all comes down to? Really? That's it. That's the moral? That's the big lesson to be learned at the end of it all? After they leave, I sit back down in the office chair and stare out the window. Somehow the world didn't come crashing down on me after all. The last day of class until January comes at last. Everyone seems excited again, and there's no real work of any kind. It's just a day to come pick up marks. I guess they're all glad to have a chance to unwind after the exams. I can't say I don't understand what it feels like to be massively relieved. I can't believe absolutely all my worrying was for nothing. I mean, what was I thinking? The marks turned out okay, my job turned out okay, Isabella turned out okay. My dignity didn't really turn out too well, but if that's my biggest problem, I can probably live with that. Lol. So how are the boonies? I think the suicide story would be better. At least that would be quick and painless. That bad, bro? I don't suppose there's terribly much to do out there, is there? You're in Pickering, right? Ajax. Oh, what's the difference? One has 3 intersections with traffic lights. The other has 4. It's not quite that terrible, is it? No, pretty much. It's a shame you can't come into town more often. It's not that far away. Ajax might be half an hour out, but despite what you guys tried to convince me, it's not exactly Elysium. There's a train, isn't there? School's been busy. Lol, try. By the way, awesome work with that, Akira. High five, bro. They exchange a high five, although Akira doesn't look too pleased about it. I'm sorry, Mr. Rook, but it really was actually very funny. Yeah, laugh it up. Clearly, it's not like I wanted you to take me serious anyways. Everything feels so relaxed. I guess things worked out in the end after all. When noon comes, I pack up my stuff early too and leave at the same time as the students. No real reason to stick around for the rest of the day. Excuse me, Mr. Rook, can we talk? I just want to say no and run away, but I guess I can't really do that. I guess so. It's especially awkward with her. I know far more about her feelings for me than I should, thanks to what I've read. I can't stop thinking of that one conversation with Taylor. I should apologize to you. I guess you already caught on, but I've read all your Amy messages, even the private ones. We all know that's hardly a secret. Well, even the ones you sent to Taylor about... Oh, right, those. I mean, I know, antiquated ideas of privacy, but that was still something I shouldn't have seen. I'm really sorry. Don't be sorry. I meant every word that I said, you know. It wasn't really for Taylor's benefit. If it was, we would have just talked at lunch. I was actually hoping you would read those. I stare at her. Really? Oh. So you probably remember what Taylor's advice was then. I guess I'm just going to do that. No more cutesy beating around the bush. She looks down and then takes a deep breath. Mr. Rook, for some reason, I like you a lot. I think you could be a really good friend and a really good lover. I would like to spend my time with you out of school. You know I can keep a secret. You know I'm discreet. You know I can be an adult where it counts. I think you've been unfair to me. I think if you give it a chance, just give it a chance. If you don't, fine, we'll both be worse for it. But I'll accept that and move on. I'm not going to be Taylor about it, don't worry. Just give it a chance. Take me out for lunch. Tell me about your life. If you don't want to take me home afterwards, that's fine. But come on, what do you say? Why don't you just take me out for a nice, innocent lunch and we'll see what happens? Maybe she's right. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot at least. Maybe she deserves that much. Okay. Her reaction is delayed, taking her a moment to realize I've actually just agreed. Really? Oh, that's great! I don't see why we can't have lunch anyways. Come on, I know this really nice place nearby. I'll show you. We walk off together and she has a skip in her step, grinning all the way. So, Mr. Rook, tell me about yourself. Just how old are you anyways? She doesn't even know how old I am? Ugh. I am not telling. It's embarrassing. That's going to have to stay private. She pauses and gives me the oddest look. Private? I don't understand. End of chapter 7. I feel like nothing happened. Until the next video, I will see you guys later. Bye! If you're trying to paint plastic, make sure that the paint actually says it specifically bonds to plastic. If you need to dye fabric, I strongly suggest Rip Powder Dye. If you're going to be painting yourself, skip the cheap, like $3.50